totally baseless.
Hey, it's Totally Baseless. My name's John, and with me is a guy who thinks Alex Chilton wrote all those automotive guides. Welcome, Dan.
I'm in love with that song.
Right. And a guy who thinks Bowie knives were invented by David Bowie. Welcome to the podcast, Dave.
Hey.
All right. Let's see if you've been keeping up with the latest news on baby names. The trivia question for this week: what was the number one boy name and girl name in 2022?
Oh, it's probably going to be something, one of those like throwback names. Homer.
It's something the Kardashians named one of their kids.
There is something lower down the list. Yeah.
I'm going to
Homer
say
and Ethel.
Elmer and Ethel?
it's Barnaby and Agatha.
That's a 1922. Yes, those were the number one names. But in 2022, the number one girl name, now this is tough, so I'll just give you a hint. The girl name starts with an O, and the boy name starts with an L.
Ophelia for the girl.
Again, this is not 1922. But think of a hit song somebody with that same name had. Driver's License. Good for You. Olivia Rodrigo. Yeah, Olivia, number one girl's name. And the boy's name starts with an L.
Lucifer.
Again, this is not the Middle Ages, not 1022. But L, let's see. Let's think of Marvel Universe.
LL Cool J. I would like to see more than one person named LL Cool J.
Marvel Universe. Elron. Elron and L. Ron Hubbard.
Loki.
Yeah. Okay. Hemsworth brother.
Liam,
number one boy's name. And I'm sure he's a big reason for that too.
Yeah, he's the lamest of the Hemsworth.
Really? I think Barnaby is not far off from Liam. I'm just saying they're in the same neighborhood.
Oh, you know what? I'm thinking of Bartleby. I choose not to. Was it? What does he say? I choose not to, right? Bartleby is a Scrivener, Herman Melville. All right. So let's go into okay, number 2 for the girls was Emma. Number 3, Amelia. I haven't seen a lot of those. But then I'm not in the
hanging out at the baby ward at the hospital.
Yeah, the baby ward. Yeah. This is 4 is Ava, 5 is Sophia. And the boys, Liam takes the top spot, followed by Noah, Oliver, Elijah, and this is out of the blue, Mateo.
What? Of course.
A lot of Italian and Spanish, I guess, in there as well.
And thankfully, for the 80th year in a row, no Adolphs.
Yeah. Suddenly out of fashion.
I think that name's done for. But Hitler's coming back.
Yeah. The Hitler family, they're such good people.
Except for that one guy. He ruined it for all the Hitlers.
That's right. I don't judge them all by that one bad apple. No one who speaks German could be bad. All right. Well, speaking of people going to hell, we have a pastor who's gone viral on TikTok because he said his spirit left his body in 2019 and went to hell. And there he heard the music of Rihanna, Don't Worry, Be Happy, and other songs, but they were being sung by demons. So I can't imagine why songs like Highway to Hell or Stairway to Heaven weren't in there. But I'm kind of thinking maybe I'm going to go with the music that this guy's heard of before, and not actual.
Yeah, it was actually the playlist in his car. The guy was probably like passed out on shrooms for like 3 days.
That's what I was going to say. It begs the question: what was this guy smoking?
Yeah.
He was also taken away by a UFO a few years ago as well.
Yeah. it sounded like he ripped this off from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. If anyone ever
Wait
seen
a
it.
minute. He's not being most excellent.
Yeah.
And why is it that it's always right? There's been like multiple stories of this lately where it's the pastor went to hell, the priest was in hell. How are they mistakenly getting sent to hell? What is going on?
Yeah, why are you being sent to hell? What did
Right.
you do? And if you actually listen to his little TikTok, he explains why he was sent to hell, because he doesn't have forgiveness in his heart for the people that have wronged him. So he was what? Getting scared straight? I mean, I thought
you go program.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I thought you go to hell, you die, right?
Yeah,
God doesn't just,
you're done.
God doesn't scare you straight. Hey, buddy, this is what's gonna happen.
It's
Like
like
he got visited. Like he's like Scrooge, right? He got visited by 3 spirits that night.
yeah. It's like a 60s guidance counselor.
But once again, right? It's always pastors that are somehow being scared straight.
Yeah,
It's not like, oh, meth dealer who said he was in hell, repent.
El Chapo never gets these visits.
Right.
well, because they're not liars. I mean, they're bad people, but at least they're
But
not.
at least they're not lying.
Yeah, this guy needs attention, right? And so he's gonna make the biggest lie he can. And I thought that was funny that Rihanna and the "Don't Worry, Be Happy" guy are the ones that
yeah. I mean,
songs that are being heard.
you know,
What happened to heavy metal?
Rihanna in the Umbrella video is not hell to me.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Exactly.
That's looking pretty good.
I mean, to quote Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, or not even excellent, the Bogus Journey one, our album covers definitely lied to us.
Right, yeah. I'm thinking if you're seeing visuals of Rihanna, you didn't go to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right.
But if
Yeah.
it's hell to this guy,
But you
Yeah.
might go to hell for confusing your Bill and Ted movies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
that's-
just bad.
That's
My
a
bad.
sin. A sin, my friend.
Yeah, like Kenny
only
said,
thing
this
that-
guy was probably passed out. He was on something, and he's having nightmares. And the last thing he probably saw was a Rihanna video.
yeah, on TV, right?
he's on some bender.
Oh my God, Rihanna's the devil.
Why did you see hell? Well, it might be my drug addiction and my alcoholism.
Something got my
3 straight days I was smoking crack. Yeah, might have.
yeah. My joint got laced with something.
Now, the only thing that does kind of track in his favor is "Don't Worry, Be Happy." That's like, if you had to listen to that for all eternity, that might not be the happiest place.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of a torture song, yeah.
Right?
So, yeah, and I can imagine, I guess, demons singing it.
Yeah. Right
Don't
next door to
worry.
that room was the 1-800 call cars for kids.
Yeah.
That's for
Now
the really
that-
bad sinners.
Cars
Those
Yeah.
for kids.
Yeah.
child molesters and stuff like that.
Isn't that like what they played to try to get like Saddam Hussein to come out of like his little hidey hole?
That would work on me.
That
I'll
song
confess
sucks.
to anything. Just stop that damn song.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to track as far as the songs and the last 3 songs he had played on his Spotify or something. I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, wait, it's those 3. There should be more AC/DC. There should be more,
More traditional hell images.
Yeah. Death
The hell that
Knight,
we were promised.
Iron Maiden. How about
Yeah.
some good old-fashioned hell?
The hell we were hoping we'd get into.
Not this one.
You're like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound so bad.
Yeah.
You got Iron Maiden on a loop? I'm in.
Yeah, this isn't scary hell.
Yeah. Oh, there's songs I just moderately like.
What the hell?
There was Rihanna in the corner dancing to Umbrella. Ella.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't what I wanted.
Oh, I was in hella. Yeah. Well, it wasn't Rihanna singing it. It was demons that were singing it. So that's the difference. He left out the part about the anal rape and the fingers getting chopped off at the same time. That was the real torture.
Well, I didn't want to scare everybody.
You know what? I should mention the music they were playing. Like, okay.
Never mind the other stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about the other stuff.
The music's not so bad when you think about it.
It's like one of those Hieronymus Bosch paintings.
With all these top 40 songs.
Acid.
Well, speaking about sinning, That's a smooth transition, isn't it? A 29-year-old woman was arrested for enrolling and then attending high school in, of all places, New Jersey. You know, you think you're going to break into a school somewhere, it'd be like Manhattan or something. But no, she goes into a New Jersey high school. She attended for a few days and until counselors started getting suspicious when she dropped her own kids off at the elementary school next door and she started smoking and buying drinks for the other kids.
You mean that's frowned upon?
Well, it might give you away.
You know, at first I thought it, you know, the story even says it that it was kind of like maybe it was like a Never Been Kissed by that movie with Drew Barrymore. I thought, okay, she's trying to recreate her, you know, her high school,
Yeah,
whatever. But then it just took a dark turn, right? I mean, they believe that she was trying to lure kids in to be sex workers. I'm like, holy smokes, that's dark.
Yeah, as these stories do tend to take that turn, you're like, oh, kind of lighthearted. She's trying to relive the glory days, maybe go to the prom.
Yeah, what harm is it going to do? I mean, as long as she's not sleeping with these kids, but what harm is it going to do for, you know, maybe she wants to finish high school. Who knows? Oh, crap. She's trying to lure him into to be sex workers. Okay, never mind.
But I also have to give credit to the author of the story for not only mentioning Never Been Kissed, but the great John Cryer classic, Hiding Out.
Yes.
Hiding Out. I never heard of this movie.
Oh my God.
Yeah, what is that?
Have you ever been to a video store in Germany in 1989? Then you would have seen it.
Then you would have seen it. Yeah,
it's the only place it came out.
Came out and went away as fast as it came out. But it was he's basically an accountant who witnesses some sort of murder, so he goes, hangs out at his sister's house, and he pretends to be a high school kid,
and he becomes popular.
Yeah, and then very inappropriately he falls in love with the girl.
Yeah. A lot of these 80s movies were very problematic when you come back and look at them. You're like, oh, that's not. Yeah,
I think
that's a little rapey.
I think the actress was Lillian Gish. What's her name? No, Lily. What's her name? Annabelle Gish. Annabelle Gish. Lillian Gish.
Lillian Gish. That's a different movie. Again, 1927's Hiding
amazing.
Out. It was a remake.
Are you trying to seduce me, Mrs. Robinson?
Some old lady. Robinson's grandma.
Yeah.
I do love how they also like discovered this lady, like, because all she kept doing was like asking, like talking to the counselors. Now I'm wondering, like, what kind of questions was she asking? Were they finally like?
Oh, I thought they were like kind of checking her.
They were interviewing her, I guess, because she had to come up with paperwork.
No, papers. I thought it was the other way around. I thought she was like,
papers. You want sex work?
So how can I get a job as a sex worker? And where can I hire other sex workers? Is there a sex working class?
Is there an ROP class? Is there an ROP class?
Which kids do you recommend as sex workers? You're the counselors.
In your professional opinion.
You're the counselors. You know that what jobs they'd be good at.
But where are the hot vocational kids? The ones that don't have any future, but that are good looking.
That came to you very quick there, Dave. Yeah. Pretty sketchy. This woman, Hye Jung Shin. Hopefully, she gets arrested for human trafficking.
And then I do love, though, later on in the story they talk about. I don't know if it was at the same school, like some 20-something-year-old guy enrolled and he was like the star basketball player.
Oh yeah.
That's more like Never Been Kissed.
Yeah, but then they also got him for having inappropriate relations with the 14-year-old.
Yeah.
So I was like,
well, I meant her.
But they buried the lead on that one once again because they made you think, oh, it's gonna be funny. Some guy just trying to like, I've got 1 year of eligibility left.
He was the tallest player on the basketball team. He had the longest beard.
He had the most kids on the team.
Yes, the most kids of anyone on the team. Yeah. And the most 14-year-old girlfriends. Oh, man.
It's like, dude, quit while you're ahead. You just...
He's just like dominating all these kids on the court. Bam! Get that out of here.
Oh, man. Oh, can you imagine that 14-year-old girl? What do you mean he's 26?
I mean, I knew he was a senior, but
he said he was a
senior
virgin.
Citizen.
A senior citizen, yeah.
When he picked me up to the date in the minivan with those other 4 kids going to Dave and Buster's.
Oh, man.
Didn't tip you off?
Well, speaking of guys that are a bit past their prime, still trying to relive their teenage years, there's a 45-year-old tech mogul who's trying to keep his body the same as it was when he was 18. Brian Johnson has spent millions of dollars to keep his fitness and lung capacity as the same as an 18-year-old. And he's been taking tons of supplements. Most of that money is going to doctors and nutritionists and all kinds of people to advise him on how to keep his body and his skin looking as young as possible. And maybe someday he'll be young enough again to actually go back to high school.
Oh, no, just stop on your head.
Was his name Benjamin Button?
Yeah, maybe he watched that movie too many times.
However, I am glad that this one has panned out differently than the headline, because the headline says spends $2 million a year to get a teenage body.
Yeah,
you don't have to spend that much.
Oh. I'm like, oh no, where's this one going?
Oh man.
Luckily, he's a different kind of freak.
Yeah. I was like reading everything that he does. I'm like, that sounds like a lot of work. I mean, this is like first world problems, right? Yeah. I mean, you got to be a millionaire.
A lot of work.
Yeah, you got to be someone with $800 million to do everything you're doing and paying what you're paying. And yet, I guess his heart is the heart of a 38-year-old. Like, that's only 7 years so far.
Yeah.
Like, how much of your fortune are you going to have to spend to get down to 18?
You got to pick up the pace. Also, be careful what kind of 18-year-old body you want. I mean, when I was 18, I was drinking 40s and smoking cloves, so I'm not sure he wants.
Yeah, I don't think
that was my fitness routine.
Yeah, I don't think that guy has room to have that kind of fitness routine. He's all vegan and I don't know what kind of shakes that he takes.
Yeah, but
I'm like, dude,
what's the fucking point of that?
Exactly. I'm like, you're trying way too hard to live longer, but yet you're not going to be enjoying it.
Yeah. Now, if there's some way to live like an 18-year-old but still have the longevity, then sign me up.
I'm going to try to do whatever Keith Richards has done, which is everything wrong.
Exactly. I mean, he's lived a long life and an exciting life, dude. You're like living in a bubble.
Yeah. It's crazy. The things, a strict vegan diet, 1,977 exactly calories per day. He takes 24 supplements, drinks green juice packed with creatine and collagen peptides. He brushes and flosses his teeth while rinsing with tea tree oil and antioxidant gel. He wears blue light blocking glasses for 2 hours before bedtime. He is hooked up to a machine, and I may have buried the lead on this one, that monitors his nightly erections.
That has nothing to do with being healthy. He just likes it.
That is not part of his fitness regime. He just likes the machine.
Yeah. How does that keep you young? It doesn't.
What? I have to do something to have fun.
Yeah. And you know what's going to happen to this guy, right? He's going to get hit by a bus.
He gets electrocuted by one of these EKG machines.
By his wanker machine. It's going to short out.
His wanker. That's going to be on the tombstone. Death by wanker machine.
It's a technical term. A lot of people aren't familiar with it.
He also gets monthly colonoscopies, blood tests, ultrasounds. He just
young hard life.
Everything.
Yeah, too much work. I don't see it happening to poor people.
They need to do his interview. Like, they always have that 110-year-old guy that they always interview. They need to interview that guy. What does he always say? I drink whiskey and eat a steak.
Yeah. It always like a picture of him with a cigar, even if it's a man or a woman.
Yeah.
It's like the 118-year-old nun is like smoking a cigar going, I just gotta pray twice a day and don't let things stress you out.
Yeah.
And then she goes back to smoking her cigar.
It's always the opposite of what these people do in order to stay young. I think mostly he's getting conned.
What do you mean these people?
You think?
Who are you talking about, these people?
These people, these billionaires.
These elites. Ooh. These elites that have 800 million to burn, I guess.
Would you call him woke?
Oh, yeah.
Woke in the extreme. Well, that ties into our next story, actually. A little bit forced tie into our next story. There's a restaurant in Connecticut called Woke that has the right wing up in arms. They're freaking out about this restaurant called Woke. It's become such a bad word, such a terrible, terrible insult among the right wing Fox News crowd. But the owner of the restaurant is Mexican, and he says he has no idea what woke means to some people. He just wanted, it's a morning breakfast restaurant, and he just thought it sounded like something that gets you going in the morning.
Right. It's just like a catchy name. He didn't name it like Death to Whitey's.
Yeah, I mean,
that was his second choice.
I mean, unless he starts serving like eggs from non-binary chicken, who cares?
Are these transgender chickens?
Yeah,
Free range?
and then if the breakfast specials have their own personal pronouns,
yeah,
the number two special wants to identify as the number one now. Like it doesn't matter. It's breakfast. You get your coffee, you get your eggs. Boom.
Yeah, these are the thinks thou dost protest too much Tucker Carlson type people, right?
Yeah. Well, looking for a fight, basically.
Yeah. I'm just asking questions. Why is it called woke?
Because I woke up and I was hungry. What?
Yeah.
That can't be right.
He's like, never mind. Yeah,
like, no, that's not it at all. It must be some kind of subversive plot to steal breakfast from hardworking people.
Yeah, and this minority. Why is it a minority owner? Right? Mexican. How did he get here? How did he get to this country?
Woke I don't know. I have no idea. I don't see color.
Woke policies, I tell you.
Well, Mr. Quiroga has been in the U.S. for 17 years. So you'd think he'd know about the whole, crazy political partisanship we have in the U.S., but apparently he wasn't woke enough to be in on the political infighting.
He wasn't woke enough to care, I guess.
Yeah.
Like if you'd have named it like the Don't Tread on Me Cafe, they'd be loving it though, right?
Oh, yeah.
This is the best place ever.
Right.
They'd be walking in with their guns. Second Amendment. Woohoo!
It could
no
be
dogs or illegal
ever,
immigrants allowed.
Yeah. It'll be like the Dream Cafe on Seinfeld. He's a very bad man.
Yeah.
Jetty.
Yeah, woke sounds good. Do it.
You should call it woke.
You're a good guy.
Yeah. Go all in. Get all the advertising. Yeah, go for it.
All are welcome. Name. Come on in. Yeah.
You should totally serve Mexican food in Connecticut and call it woke.
What could go wrong?
Seinfeld is a very bad man.
Exactly.
Very, very bad man.
Yeah. Jerry Seinfeld was not available for comment. All right. One last story. A man gets a pedicure from flesh-eating crab. All I got to do is read the title. Oh. I thought this was in a salon or some kind of exotic thing, but this guy actually goes out to the beach and puts his feet by the rocks and stands really still near these little tiny crabs until they come out and start picking the dead skin off of his toes, which might be considered animal cruelty if you were a woke kind of person.
How dare you?
Two things. First,
yes,
I thought this was talking about an STD. And I thought this must be some really dirty whores this guy is sleeping with.
Man gets a pedicure from a flesh-eating crab. Oh, okay.
Oh my God.
You might be projecting a bit much into this one, but okay.
I'm like, if he gets crabs and they're flesh-eating, man, how dirty were these whores, right?
Oh, good God.
And second thing, if you're getting a pedicure the way this guy was getting a pedicure in the video, the title should have been "Homeless Man Find a Way to Get Pedicure."
Oh, it's not really a pedicure. It's more like they're cleaning his skin.
Yeah, it's like a free bath.
I think it's just a homeless guy that wandered off into the tide.
Yeah.
There was no intent.
Like, hey, look, my feet come out clean.
It's not like the crabs use their pincers to like cut his nails and stuff.
Yeah. And then then buff it up. No, the guy was just once again on a bender, stumbled somewhere.
I thought it was going to be in this like fancy salon or some exotic thing, like in Thailand he went to, or it was going to be one of our like weird vending machines in Japan kind of things. But no, this dude is just rolling on out to San Diego's beach, his nearby beach, and just sticking his feet out there. They don't show the 10 dead crabs around his foot at the beginning. He kind of gets to edit it himself there.
Yeah, and I don't know if I want to wait 8 hours just to get a free pedicure.
These are really tiny crab. Yeah, that's right. It takes a long time.
Which once again makes me think just some homeless guy that wandered off into the tide pools. Because who else has got 8 hours to kill?
Hey, man, but you don't have to pay for a pedicure. It's like, dude, just pony up the $40.
Hey, I got a free pedicure, but I also got fired for not showing up to work.
Yeah, I had 8 hours to kill. Sure, why not? Let crabs bite my toenails.
Yeah, it seemed like it would have tied in with the last guy, right? The tech mogul, and then I have my imported crabs. Nope.
Yeah, right. No,
now that's on his list.
Crabs, they're smaller, little ones. Ow, my toe! You got the wrong crabs.
They're a lot harder to catch.
They're Alaskan king crabs. Only the best, right? Only the best for that millionaire guy. Chops off his toe.
If this poor guy uses little crabs, think of how great my pedicure can be with king crabs.
Think how much longer I'll live.
Yeah. How much more legal I'll be. Come on.
I should use the king of crabs.
Yeah.
Etc. Etc. Etc.
Only the best.
Well, that would take the nail and the toe, maybe. Yeah. That's
Needless
right.
to say, he now only has 9 toes. He learned his lesson, though. Forget paying attention to homeless people on the internet about pedicures.
Was it a very slow news day in San Diego, though?
Yeah,
because someone had to film it and edit it, right? Yeah, let's go follow this guy. Yeah, let's go.
I think he's gonna do something. Wait for it.
Oh, you think that tech mogul is doing something crazy? Hold my beer.
Yeah.
Homeless can get a pedicure from little
homeless
tiny
can
crabs.
do it on the cheap.
Right?
It ain't costing you millions.
Was maybe this interview like a lark? So, sir, tell me what you're doing. I'm getting a free pedicure. I have to sit here for 8 hours.
From let me see, these crabs here. Yeah, our next story tonight, spaghetti trees. Let's go to the harvesting season is about to begin.
Basically, this guy was hungover and decided to wet his feet, right, in a tide pool. Hey, yeah, sure, I'm getting a pedicure.
I feel a lot better now.
And he fell asleep, and demons were torturing him with crabs eating his feet. All right. Well, please, everyone, stay woke this next week. And we'll see you next time. And thank you for listening.
Don't tread on me.
This sucks.